Hey guys, what's going on? It is currently July. It is 2 months away from elk season. We're going elk hunting either the first or second week of September. So right now I got all my gear laid out on the table. You guys might have seen this video kind of done on some other platforms, like guys from Born and Raised do it. Guys from Exo Mountain Gear have kind of done a what's in your pack video. This is kind of going to be the same thing. So I want to go over everything that I'm going to pack for a 7-day elk hunt, give or take a few items. So you know, all the food that I have here, that's going to be a little bit more food, and then a couple more things added in that I don't have out, and I will list those items. So I'm going to kind of go left to right here. Left is going to start with all my gear, clothing, boots, that kind of stuff. So first item I'm going to bring is the Exo Mountain Gear pack. This model is the 3500. So I've got a 30-pound training weight in there. This is the 3500. This is their like middle size bag. They've got a 5500 and then a small one like a day pack too. And then they've got some new models that just came out with. This 3500, I can fit everything I need in a 5-day or a 7-day hunt. It's a little bit tight, but I can do it. And where we hunt in Idaho, it's close enough to the truck where we can go back to the truck and get restock on food, restock on items, anything we need. So getting into some of my clothing, I wear all First Light gear. So I'll kind of start with my pants here. These are the new Sawbuck pants. They're kind of a new pant with some durable nylon panels that they added to the front. So like I said, I just got those. I'm gonna try those out this year. I've got the Corrugate Guide pants. They're super lightweight, breathable pant. They dry quick. They're durable. You can't really rip them. I wore those last year and they were great. Getting into some of my base layers. This is the First Light Chama hoodie. It's a full 100% merino hoodie. It's a great piece. Kind of throw it on in the morning, or you can pretty much wear it all day because merino does regulate your heat so much. And I'm a big fan of merino wool. Some guys are into synthetics. I'm personally into merino. I just feels better on my skin, does regulate my heat better, and it does dry a little bit slower than synthetics, but I still prefer merino over synthetics. This is the Klamath hoodie. It's a grid fleece hoodie. I'll wear this when it gets a little bit cooler, just because the temperature swings so much in the mountains. So, like I said, it's a grid fleece. It blocks the wind fairly well, and I also do sleep in that a lot at night too. Then getting into base layers. This is just I don't have the names right off the top of my head, but just thin base layers. I prefer base layers on all my clothes, whether it's 80 out or 20 degrees. And then getting into puffy gear. I love puffy gear. I think it's awesome. It's the warmth to weight ratio. You can throw it in a pack. It packs down super small. And it's a great option to have just because it does get cold kind of out of nowhere in the mountains. This is great to have. I also use it as a sleeping insulator because my bag, I have a 35-degree bag that I ran last year, which I'm probably going to bump that up this year. But this is the new Brooks down. They call it a sweater. It's really a puffy jacket. That's brand new. I got that like this week. So excited to try that. It's like 10 or 12 ounces. These are the Uncompadre pants, puffy pants. Like I said, these are sweet too. You just leave them in your pack. If it gets cold, throw them on. You can get warm pretty quick if you end up getting cold out there. And it blocks a lot of wind. Going to my bino harness. This is just a cheap vortex one I got off Amazon for like 40 bucks. You know, it's nice to keep your binos in there, keeps them clean, somewhere to put them. I'm not the biggest bino fan, but for out west I do like it. Getting into what I think is the most important part of your whole system, on your whole gear list, is boots. These are Crispi boots. These are the Idaho GTX. These are not the ones that I wore last year. I wore the Summit GTX by Crispi. I love those. I thought they were awesome. I went with these this year because they were 10-inch boot as opposed to an 8, and I like a little bit more ankle support. I've got weak ankles with a heavy load on 70, 80 pounds when you're packing elk, which is pretty common. You need good support. Like I said, this is where I prefer. They've got several different models. These boots run about $380, so they are expensive, but you can pick them up used. I was actually gifted these. Some of my other ones that I bought those used offline. But boots are very important. Part of the whole, probably the most important part of the system. So that kind of covers all my gear, what I'll be wearing. Like I said, Exo Mountain Gear Pack. That pack runs about $650 new on their website. That gives you the bag and the frame. You can add stash pockets to wherever you want. Those are extra. I bought this pack used for about $500. So like I said, you can get a lot of this stuff used offline. There's plenty of sites you can get them off. They offer discount codes sometimes. All my first light gear, I'm not going to go through all the prices of all of them, but I bought some of that used and I bought some of it new. So you can get pretty good deals on it. Okay, so moving into another important part is a bugle tube. This particular one is a Phelps. It's actually the only one I've ever owned, but it seems great. There's not a whole lot to them. But this is the Born and Raised edition. I'm a big fan of those guys. But this is a very crucial part for going out west elk hunting, to be able to talk back and forth with the elk and have multiple people in the group that know how to call. It's important. Moving into my weapon for the trip. This is a PSE Carbon Air. I bought this bow used as well offline. I actually bought it off a buddy who ended up trading for it and knew I'd want it, so I bought it off him. I paid like $400 for this. I love this bow, super lightweight. It's an older model too, but I think with everything on it, which I shoot a 5-spot quiver, fast Eddie Spot Hog sight, DOA rest by AAE, and I shoot Strude stabilizers. And with 5 arrows in the quiver, this bow runs about 5.2 pounds. And that's fully set up. So I love that bow. I love strapping on my pack. Did it multiple times last year packing elk, and I'd strap meat on my pack, and I would strap my bow right onto the back, and my hands would be free. Getting to my release. That is a Scott Longhorn. That is a hinge style release. It's not your standard trigger. I don't shoot a trigger for anything. I take that back. I shoot a little bit of a thumb button. I'll shoot that for 3D archery sometimes, and indoor archery on my target bow. But for hunting, I've always shot a hinge, and I've killed almost every animal with a bow with a hinge release. Getting into some other stuff, kind of my sleep system. Here is your sleeping pad. This pad right here is made by Big Agnus. This is the Air Core Ultra. It's a non-insulated pad. I've never really felt the need to get an insulated pad, but this pad right here runs about $110 to $100, so it's a decent price. I bought a cheap one off Amazon last year and ended up putting a hole in it, and basically sleep on the ground for half the week, which I can pretty much sleep anywhere, but it does get uncomfortable. Here is an inflatable pillow. This pillow actually packs down to the size of, I don't know, like a pop can, and this fits real nice into your bag or wherever. That's nice to have. Super lightweight, small, somewhere to lay your head at night. Even bring it in the truck with you on the way there for sleeping, or bring it with you out in the hike, and that way you can sleep if you want. But I mainly just leave that at camp in the tent. Got that off Amazon. That was like $8 or $9, super cheap. They make some more expensive ones. Like Sea to Summit makes a pillow. It's like $40. I don't really think it's worth it. I think this works just fine. Here is my sleeping bag. I got made fun of a little bit. This bag was like $30 on Amazon. It's what I could afford at the time, so that's what I bought. I don't even know who makes it. Winter Outfitters. It is a 35 to 40 degree bag, so it's probably a little bit light even for hunting in the summer. Hunting in September for elk. That's what I would actually pair it with the puffy outfit. So if I got cold at night, I would slide that puffy suit on. I was perfectly comfortable and I could sleep and kind of use things as dual purpose. I'll probably upgrade my bag this year, just because, you know, I actually want a Big Agnus, so I can slide this pad in the Big Agnus bag. It's super nice. Let me see, next, another important item to me is trekking poles. These are Kelty brand, they're just extendable. They're fairly light. There's some other brands that are more expensive. I got these at Cabela's for like $35, so they're actually pretty inexpensive. But these are a must for me anymore. Packing elk on your back, super heavy, you're up in the mountains, you're unstable. It's a little bit of a safety thing, but these give you a lot of stability for hiking and help you pack that heavy weight, because it can be taxing. Let's see what else. Got a Nalgene bottle that goes on my pack. I fill this up in the morning. We use like a base camp filtration system that my brother usually brings. We hang it up in a tree and we can fill our packs up with water. And that, like I said, that just goes right on my hip belt. I carry that all day. Also, I have this 100-liter mil spec Camelbak water bladder that slides right in the water bladder in my pack, feeds that hose up through, and usually with this filled and this filled, that's enough water for me for the day. But I do have another filtration system that I use. It's a Sawyer squeeze filter with a platypus bag. That filter, it goes right on top of this bag. This is a dirty bag. You fill that up and you just squeeze the water into your clean, you know, Nalgene bottle or bottle, whatever you want to drink out. But it's super nice. It's convenient. This filter, actually, I saw it at Walmart the other day. I got it off Amazon, but it's like $12. They say you can filter like 2,000 gallons or something through that, so it's nice. But let's see what else we got here. Apologize for my dogs. We'll let them out. So other things in my pack that go in my pack, and a lot of times I'll just leave them at base camp. This has just got miscellaneous items in it. That actually holds some broadhead blades. This is like archery repair kit. I bring basically like just the wrenches that I think that I'll need that fit all my bow stuff. If I have to adjust it, I'll just bring that single Allen wrench to keep weight down. So that's a cool little kit to have. It's important to have that while you're out there. These are these little Kafaru stash pockets that I keep. A lot of times I'll load my clothes up in there, like my base layers, and I will pack those full. They're super light, like I said, made by Kafaru. Bought those used as well off Archery Talk. Let's see what else we got. Here is my kill kits. That's what everybody calls them now, so call it the same thing. This has got all my game bags in it. Game bags, I keep a bag with my license and tag and a pen. These game bags, I actually got them at Walmart in Idaho. They were like $30 for like 6 or 8 of them or something. We needed them midway through the week, so we ended up buying them. They make more expensive ones that are like 70, 80 bucks. I think Muley Freak makes them, or Go Hunt has them on their website. I've never felt that they were necessary because it's super hard to clean them when you're out in the backcountry. But you know, if you take care of them, I guess you can reuse them. Like I said, that stays in the bottom of my pack. I got another stash pocket here. It's got some medicine in it, some little things, some face paint, which I don't really use, and then a couple little tiny lights that end up being junk, but they're nice to hang up in the tent. That way you can see at night. We are hunting in grizzly bear country where we go, so I pack bear spray at all times. Never really leaves my side. I will also carry a sidearm. Last year I carried a 44 Airlight that I actually borrowed from my dad, but I'm thinking about getting another gun this year. You know, the gun I brought last year's revolver, I'm thinking about going to a semi because I feel like I could shoot it better. It's just my logic. I don't know if it's the right logic, but that's what I got. I keep another little stash pocket made by Kafaru. This stays at camp. This has got toiletry items in it. A little bit of deodorant, some wipes, which is super important for obvious reasons. I wear contacts, so that's a mirror with a light on it. Super annoying to put your contacts in a tent in the dark. This makes it manageable, but still super annoying. And I've got a toothbrush in here, just a little pack one. I try to keep everything as light as possible. You know, so instead of bringing like a full thing of contact solution, I just filled this up like halfway, just basically what I knew I'd need for the whole week. You know, then travel things, a toothpaste. Just trying to cut weight because it all adds up towards the end. Because we are, the type of hunt this is, we're basically camping into a base camp and we'll hike in like 2 miles, set up base camp, and then hunt out of that camp. But you still want to go light. We're also maybe going to do some bivvy hunting this year. Bring camp with us and stay out different places at night. Maybe if we're chasing elk into one spot at night and we don't want to go all the way back to camp, we'll just set up camp and sleep right there. Another important thing, this is 550 cord. This cord is cheap. I don't know, it was like $5 for like 500 feet of it. To me, it's super important to have because you can string things up in trees with it. You might have to hang your game bags in trees for the night because of bears or other animals. We hang our food bag, which my food bag, I fill this Exo dry bag up and I hang it in the tree. That's what carries all my food. That way I can get it out of my pack. You do not want to store your food with you in the tent. They say don't even put your toiletries in there. We did anyway. I don't know if it was a good idea, but that's what we did. But this 550 cord was awesome. We killed a bull the first day, the first morning, and where it died, the three of us couldn't hold it up to skin it out and quarter it. So we ended up wrapping this around and hooking to a stump, and that way it held them on the side of the mountain. So it's super important to have that. Here's another bottle that I don't know if I'll bring. It's a LifeStraw bottle. Basically, you open it up and you dunk it in water, and that's the filter right there. You can drink right out of whatever stream, or just because you might run out of water that day. It depends how hot it is for me. I don't drink a ton of water, but it's good to have. You know, like I said, it's good to have two options. You can leave one in the truck if you want. That way you have an extra. When we're out there, we should eat freeze-dried meals. This is made by Mountain House. I've got multiple different ones. I kind of just go to the store. These are about $7 a piece, $6, depends where you go. I've seen them all the way up to 8 or 9. But usually I just pack. I try to go light for breakfast, and then I don't really bring anything but some snacks for lunch, which I'll pre-make snack bags for the whole week, and I'll bring them and I'll hang them in my food sack and take them out that day as I go. Something that helped me last year so I could cut down on food, and I kind of pre-planned this, was about a month and a half before the trip, I went and did an intermittent fasting diet, which is basically I would eat at 6 or 7 p.m. that night, and I wouldn't eat again the next day until 12 or 1 o'clock. Because you're on such a limited calorie diet when you're out there because of what food you can get in. I kind of got my body used to not eating as much and being able to consume less calories and still have enough energy to keep hunting. You know, getting into that diet for the first week is pretty tough, but your body adjusts to it, and it really did help me out west. You know, in the mornings I just ate a little bit. You know, I really wasn't even hungry. I kind of forced myself to eat, and then throughout the day, I was pretty much good to go by dinner. I'd get a little snack at lunchtime, but I'd be good to go at dinner, and really helped me just kind of focus on hunting and not being hungry all the time, because it is taxing on your body. This is a Jetboil. This is how I cook all my food. Your fuel slides right in there. I bought this off Archery Talk. I got this and all these Kafaru stash pockets for like $100. You can buy these new for $100. Like I said, I got other things with it, but these are awesome. They cook your food, boil your food in like 2 minutes tops. This one they converted, whoever bought it off, they converted this titanium I don't know if it's any better. I'd kind of rather just have the normal one, but it sets up super easy, burns from the bottom. It's awesome. Like I said, your fuel slides right in there. Lightweight. You can bring it with you, make coffee. So that's pretty much it that I have up here. This is 7, minus some food, it'll be 7 days worth. I've kind of narrowed it down to what I can get away with and what I can't. You get a little bit better every year. So last year I really felt like I kind of dialed it into what I needed. Generally you need a lot less than what you think you need. Things I don't see sitting here is a GPS, which I'm gonna get. I usually borrow one actually from my dad because they go elk hunting later in the season. So I'm gonna go with either a Garmin GPS watch that Bluetooths to your phone, or I'm gonna get just a handheld, like an InReach makes one. They have a SOS button on it, which is super nice, which I think is very important in case you get separated or something happens and you do have to be life flighted, which is also a possibility. Unlikely, but it can happen. And also, you can get Onyx on your cell phone. What that Onyx will do is you can actually download the map before you get out there. That way you don't need data, and it'll track you. You can put your tracker on. It does use battery, obviously, on your phone. So I bring a little power bank, which I can't find it, but I bought a power bank. I bought it at Sam's Club. It was like $30. And that charges up your phone, your GPS. I like to have my phone on me to take pictures. So stuff like that. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna have some camera gear this year, and probably take the camera I'm filming with right now, which is Sony RX10. It's like a digital kind of hybrid. It's not a DSLR, but it's not a full video camera. It's pretty nice. But other than that, that's about it. Just to give you some more info on the hunt itself, over-the-counter elk hunting, which is what we're doing on public land. Anybody can do it. The total trip cost with tags and license and your gas and food getting out there, if you're smart about it, you can keep it like right at $1,000. Depends who you're splitting gas with, gas mileage in the truck or whatever you're bringing. But it's fairly inexpensive. I know the tags and license in Idaho. Tag is $400 and I believe $16, and I believe the license is like $154. And then you just do your research, show up to a trailhead and hunt. So we're fortunate enough. A couple years ago, we found a killer spot. We've been into elk every year. We've been there. We killed a couple last year, but we're still learning every year. But so addicted to it now, I feel like I have to go every year. So. Like I said, you can go every year if you budget and you prioritize elk hunting over some things. But I encourage everybody to get out there and try it. Thanks.